Cinema.
Welcome back to War of Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, the local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And this is the third installment of our Christmas special, my pick, and I chose The Night Before.
Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Shannon.
Jillian Bell, Lizzie Kaplan.
The one girl, Mandy.
Mindy Kaling.
Mindy, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She's good.
I do like her a lot.
James Franco pops in this movie.
He does. I forgot he was in this when I was watching it.
He's so fucking gay. I'm sorry, that's bad. I should have said that. But
No.
He's so funny in that.
Yeah.
It is just crazy because of how big of a piece of shit he is.
Well, we'll probably talk about that later because that's at the end of the movie. So, tell me about this movie.
It is actually... It's great because I was thinking about this on the way over. There's not really a lot of more mature themed Christmas movies.
Right.
You know, where they put drugs and foul language and make jokes and stuff like that. Like most of the time when you watch a Christmas movie, it's either nostalgia or just to get the Christmas spirit feeling.
Right. But like I was saying on our last episode, I like these kind of movies. These are my favorite kind of Christmas movies. Like, the classics are fine. Like, it's whatever. But this is a shit that I want to watch. Right. I want to watch, like, mature Christmas movies that still have the spirit of Christmas. I don't know why. That's just my cup of tea.
You hate the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
What?
Die Hard, bro.
Shut the fuck up. Are we going to do this every episode?
Every fucking episode.
God damn it.
We will argue about it till this podcast doesn't exist anymore. Die Hard is one of my favorite movies, just period.
Yeah.
But the fact
it is
that
a great movie.
The greatest Christmas movie. Like it won the Academy Award.
I'm not going to waste any more time on this. So tell me about The Night Before.
Yippee-ki-yay, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
there is a Die Hard quote in here. This is how Hans Gruber died.
Oh, this is how my boy Hans Gruber died.
Yeah.
She falls like an angel off the top of this fucking building.
Yeah.
Well, I forget her name, but she's hilarious too.
She's pretty funny.
She had that show on Comedy Central for a while. Her in the Broad City.
It was not good.
I wasn't a huge fan of the show, but I forgot what else she was in.
It was just annoying. It was just kind of obnoxious.
She did something else, like it was a show or a movie that she was good in that I remember. I was like, I like her. But anyways, Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie are childhood best friends.
Mm-hmm.
The movie starts because Joseph Gordon-Levitt's parents get killed by a drunk driver,
right.
And he's alone at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they die. It's like Christmas Eve or Christmas.
Yeah.
And, they're best friends, and they all were like, we're your family, man. Like, we're going to, And
we'll always be here for you kind of thing.
And every year since then, on the night before Christmas, they all get together, no matter what they're doing, and they have
like a list of things that they do every Christmas.
They go to a Chinese restaurant and get food, and they
play the
karaoke,
foot piano, like Big,
and which is a nice little callback to it. But they go to see the tree at Rockefeller Center, which is like pretty much all shit. Like
the ugly sweaters.
Yeah, if you're in New York at Christmas time, that's like what you do, and it's just a really cool idea for the movie in general because some people don't have families,
right?
And it's like a way that I would hate to think anybody's alone on the holidays.
I like this one because no matter what they're doing, every Christmas they still get together, and it's like they are reminding themselves like that they're family,
right?
And that's the part that I really like about it.
That's what I'm saying. For people that don't have family, it's a good message.
If you do have a family, even if your family,
you can have friends too.
Right? Because most of my friends are I'm closer with than my family.
Right.
So,
But anyway, so Seth Rogen's gotten married and he's about to have a baby. So,
which she's hilarious. I love her.
Yeah.
I can watch her in anything.
She's actually one of the better parts of the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies. Or 22 Jump Street. She's not in the first one.
Yeah. I love her in Workaholics.
Oh, God. She's great on Workaholics. Yeah. I forgot about that. But she's kind of like the bad guy at 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I like it.
I like that fight between her and Jordan. It's the most awkward, funny, funny.
I need to rewatch it because I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember it at all. I just remember being like, "This is the silliest thing I've ever seen."
Because she's wanting to fuck, and he's wanting to fight. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you just kiss me? the most awkward fight I've ever been in. Oh, it's too fucking funny. Probably the only funny part in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Anthony Mackie is an NFL running back who plays, I'm guessing, it doesn't really say where he plays, but
no, it doesn't.
You know.
But he's taking steroids.
Yeah.
That's how he's getting famous.
Because he's 34 and, you know, which is really kind of sad and accurate too, because 34, 35, you know, that's pretty much the shelf life of a NFL running back. You
I'm feeling it.
They don't.
I got a kink in my back that won't go away, so I know how they feel.
Jesus. But anyway, so yes, he's on steroids, but he's like having the season of his life.
Yeah.
And he wants to be cool with the quarterback. And he calls him. He's like, "Hey, man, you going to come hang out and all that?" So that's a storyline later on. But anyway, so they all get together, but they got stuff going on. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt's just kind of like still doing nothing.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. That is the one thing I don't like about this movie is I've had friends like this that aren't doing shit with their life. And you're starting to do shit with your life. And your friendship is kind of, you know, evolving.
It's one of the best statements is the one that Seth Rogen makes at the end of the movie. He's like, it's hard to stay friends with people.
It is.
You have so much of your own shit going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
but those people get mad at you because you have another life going on.
Right.
And they can't get their own life together. They want to like cling onto you in your life.
Right.
And I just don't like people like that.
Well, that's probably why most of the time they're not in your lives anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we could still be friends. You know, I still have a friend that I've had since middle school, you know, and we're still friends because we've both grown in life, but we've allowed each other to grow there. Like, we don't have to talk every day.
Right.
Like, it's still my bro. Like, he knows he can call me whenever, needs anything. He knows I'm right there.
Right. I have a friend too that I've been friends with since I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
And we'll go like 6 months, sometimes a year without talking. And then we'll be like, hey, what's up? And
It's like you never left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you never left.
Yeah, I mean.
And those are the kind of friends that I want in my life. I don't want those people that can't grow up. That's really what it is. Joseph Gordon-Levitt doesn't want to grow up. He even says it because he has a girl that he broke up with because he doesn't want to meet her parents, doesn't want to move in with her because he's not ready to grow up.
Right.
So
it's Peter Pan in her a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do love Joseph Gordon-Levitt as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
But
Brick, so good.
You
liked it.
It was okay. There are like other movies of his that I enjoy more. I even like Looper.
I was going to say, I like Looper.
I didn't think I liked Looper. But
the prosthetics make it awkward, but
the more I think about it, I'm like, you know, I think I like this movie.
I really like Looper, yeah. It has its flaws, but
right.
It's fun.
The Lookout, that's another one I've been meaning for have you watch.
He did that one where he rides on a bike. He's a delivery guy. I heard that one's pretty good, but I didn't watch it.
I wanted to watch the one where he tries to do the trapeze between the World Trade Centers.
Right.
I forget what it's called, but
I know what you're talking about, though.
I heard it was making people throw up in the theaters because of the vertigo.
Yeah, I heard about that too, yeah.
So I was just like, well, that's kind of a fun fact, you know?
Even though it wasn't a great movie, The Dark Knight Rises, he was good in it. I thought
he was great in it.
Yeah.
Like, if they would have done something with that storyline, you know, of him being Robin or the next Batman, whatever, I would have went with it.
I like how it ended. I didn't want it to like continue, but if it did, I would have gotten on board.
Right. If you can't get Christian Bale and they didn't go with Ben Affleck, you know what I'm saying? Like if we would have got some form of a different movie with him, I would have been all right.
Yeah, right. But instead we get Twilight.
Oh, Pattinson. Like I said, man, I'm not going to jump the gun on it. I think he might be all right.
I'm just worried.
Well,
so yeah, he's great too.
If it's shitty, they'll just reboot it.
Right. That's what they always do. Batman will never die. So no matter how many bad actors you put in Batman, the character will never die. And that speaks on his character.
It's how much of a badass.
He's a symbol.
Yes, he is.
He's not a person.
Vengeance. He's the knight.
I think this is one of Seth Rogen's like last movies. This came out in 2015, but I think this is one of his last like movies that I'm like him in. I don't know what he's done since then, but he did that 50-50 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's kind of a sad movie.
Yeah.
It's got some funny parts in it.
Yeah.
I love funny people.
I don't like it.
People hate funny people, but I love funny people.
I'm right here with them. I don't like it.
I love the little fucking cameos in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it does have its parts where it makes me chuckle and giggle, but as a whole, I don't like that movie.
That part with Eminem fucking kills me.
Yeah. That was pretty great.
Who the fuck is that? You talking about Ray Romano? Everybody loves Raymond. I don't give a fuck what show he's on. I'll fuck him up. Hey, Ray, you got a fucking problem, buddy?
Like that Dave Chappelle off his new stand-up. He's like, it's kind of like if we were at the Black Entertainment Awards and we were like, and now best black rapper ever? Eminem.
It's true.
You good?
No, I think
you look like you're searching for something.
Yeah, I am.
You guys should have got a new one.
I should have.
But Seth Rogen, like you said before we hit record, Seth Rogen like carries this movie. He's hilarious.
He is. Like, there's so many little funnies he has in it that I didn't notice the first time I watched it. I didn't realize when I put it on. This is only the second time I had seen this movie.
I think this is probably the second time I've seen it too. I think I watched it last year. Funny story about this. The wife and I were going to Chicago taking trips, and sometimes we download movies while we're waiting on the plane, and we'll just watch them with headphones on. Mm-hmm. Just to kill time. This is one of those movies that we downloaded. She got about maybe 10 minutes into this movie and she's like, I don't want to watch this, and turns it off. And I was like, what are we gonna do? I'll just sit here. She's like, yeah, because I'd rather sit here than watch that. I was like, oh my God. So it was kind of an ongoing, like, the thing is she shut the laptop while I was in the middle of watching it and I was enjoying it, and I was like, wait, what happened? So I've been like itching to watch the movie. I think it was before last year, and I finally bought it so I could watch it. Or she bought it for me, actually, because I wouldn't stop talking about it.
Here's a stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, here's a stupid fucking movie. Stop talking about it. Go watch it. Have fun. Leave me alone. So yeah, I think this was probably the second or third. I think it's probably the third time I've watched it.
She's like, go on your merry way.
Yeah. So Seth Rogen's wife in this movie is pregnant, and they're going out to do their boy stuff. And right before he leaves, his wife is like, here, I got you something. It's an early Christmas present.
Every drug in the world is what she says.
Yeah.
He's got a good little bits of a lot of the humor in this movie he makes is off the drug.
Right, yeah.
Content.
That's kind of the whole movie is he's fucked up during this whole movie.
He's running from his problems because like most people that are about to have their first child, you're a fucking wreck, but you can't act like that because you have to be strong for your woman.
Were you like that?
Fuck yeah, I was exactly like that. There's a lot of similarities that I felt watching his character.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have glasses, and I'm not Jewish, but like, I mean, not the stuff later on either. But, but the feelings of like, man, I do not want to fuck this up. Man,
yeah,
because nobody wants to become a parent, and nobody knows how to do it like that. Like, I didn't want to go to my dad and be like, hey, how do I do this? Because you didn't do a very good job either. So
yeah, it was like his dad off of Knocked Up when he takes him out to eat. He's like, what do I do? He's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, I don't have anything for you.
He's like, it's great, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I tell my son that drugs are bad? And then I found out that you did drugs. He's like, come on, man. I did drugs. I smoked pot. Like,
yeah.
On the weekends, nights. Okay, every day, but like, he's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a scary feeling, You're starting a family of your own, and you want the world for your kids. So
right.
I get the pressure of that. And so he's doing the drugs to run away from his problems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good storyline for it because, he's just making an ass out of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt's got his, he's working as a waiter at the beginning of the movie.
And he's an elf.
And it's a good cameo by old boy. I forget his name. He's got the show on TBS. It's hilarious. But he's like, let me see your elf face. More whimsical.
Yeah. I think about that face all the time. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does it.
That's a meme, dude.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't mention, so they hang out, and one of their things that they want to do is they're trying to get into the Nutcracker Ball,
right?
Which is this huge party that everyone goes to. That's somebody, but they can't seem to get tickets to get into it.
Yeah.
So when he's playing the elf, they put him on coat check.
Yeah, and some dude's got like he's like an asshole.
Right.
Like, this is a very important coat.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
He throws it on the ground.
And he notices the tickets, so that he just quits.
Yeah.
Right there on the spot. Because
right.
He's not an adult. He doesn't give a shit.
Right. They're like, where are you going? He's like, I'm sick.
Almost knocks over a tree.
Yeah.
It's good shit. And then Anthony Mackie, like, he's been playing football, like I said, and he wants to hang out with the quarterback because the quarterback's like the best quarterback. And he's like the Tom Brady of this movie, you know. And they call him the Messiah, which I didn't like, but I get it.
It kind of plays into the movie later, so it's funny. But I get it.
And Anthony Mackie keeps calling him White Jesus when he talks to him and stuff. But he's trying to get like. He's like, I've been on this guy's team for 6 years, and he's just now noticed me. How the fuck? First of all, a quarterback hands the ball off to a running back at least 15 to 20 times a game.
Right. They're pretty close. You don't even
know this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's shitty enough as a person right there that I wouldn't want to be friends with this dude at all.
Right.
Like, teammates are supposed to be your brothers. Like,
that's what I was thinking. That was kind of
name?
That's what was kind of weird about it. Like, you've been on the team 6 years, and
well, that's what Joseph Gordon-Levitt says later on. He goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "We don't think we see through that bullshit. Like, you're just trying to make old boy happy or whatever." Because hey, he's just not a good guy.
Right. So he gets him on the phone. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna be at this party." He's like, "Hey, on your way, would you mind picking us up some weed?" Mm-hmm. So that's when the whole like movie kind of ensues.
Yeah, and I love Michael Shannon in this movie.
Yes.
Playing
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green. You know, he was
such a good guy. I wish there was more of him in this movie, honestly.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And then like how they wrapped him up was kind of funny too.
Yeah.
And you know, the greatest cameo of this movie that I can't wait to have you say live on this podcast is the narrator. Really. The greatest narrator, you know, that you can have in a movie.
It's the only thing I don't like about this movie.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
He did fine. He did fine.
Dad.
Yeah.
He's Santa. The great Tracy Morgan.
Yes.
I'm
not a huge fan of Tracy Morgan, but he did fine in this. Like, I get it. It's funny.
Don't do that. He's awesome in everything. You're just a hater.
I know.
I love this show, The Last OG. It's funny. And like, he's such a good guy. And like,
no, I heard he's a great guy and people love his comedy. It just doesn't connect with me. Like, he doesn't make me laugh.
Right.
But, you know, it's just not my thing.
He cracks me up, but that's fine. Anyways, Mr. Green is their weed dealer from high school. Mm-hmm. So they call him because it's the only person he knows. And he's like, "Why are we out in front of our high school again?" And he's like, "Because he only meets you in places he met you before." Right. He goes, "So it's here or at your mom's house?" And Anthony Mackie's like, "We are not going to my mom's house." He's like, "She doesn't even know I'm in town." And I'm like,
right.
It's fucked up. You didn't tell your mom you're in town. So Anthony Mackie goes and gets in the car because it's for him. And he's like, "This is the weed at Christmas present." And he hits it and he's just like, "I don't feel anything." He's like, "I must be high." He's like, "It's the weed of Christmas present." And he's like, "Wouldn't that be all weed then?"
Yeah, right. Only on
Give
Christmas.
me $100 to get the fuck out of my car.
No. That was with Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The Seth Rogen one makes me fucking laugh. Look at my finger. I need you to give me $100 to get the fuck out of my car. Because he's having like a fucking emotional breakdown.
Because it's kind of like doing the Night Before Christmas or whatever, or Christmas Story. Is it?
Right, yeah, the Christmas Story. No.
It is that, right? The Christmas Story? Or no? Scrooge and shit. That's what I'm thinking of.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. Oh, speaking of, have you ever seen the animated one? I think it came out last year called
The one with Jim Carrey?
No. It's animated. Claus. It's called Claus.
Oh, dude. I saw one with fucking Mel Gibson, bro.
I saw
Batman, dude.
I will not watch that.
I saw like 2 of the scenes on YouTube, and I was like, "This is like the craziest fucking movie I've ever seen."
We should probably watch it just for funsies.
I feel like we owe it to people because they're not going to.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
What if it's a Christmas favorite? Fuck, that's what I should have picked.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson in The Fat Man. Yeah, it looks insane. Walter Goggins is in
fucking Mel Gibson is insane now.
Yes, he is. I heard they're trying Lethal Weapon 5. If that happens, I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Only if he gets Danny Glover back on board. They both got to be getting up there, though.
Oh, yeah, they're both old.
Super old.
They should,
they
be
are
retired.
Too old for this shit now.
Yeah. They should be retired.
Like,
and then
even
trying
if they
to
were
train
real cops.
new guys on the force. And they just keep fucking up.
That to be the title of the movie, Lethal Weapon 5, Not So Lethal.
Or Lethal Weapon 5, they really are too old for this.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Half the movie is just them running errands. Like Mel Gibson, like doing calisthenics in a pool.
Right.
This helps with my back, Raj.
So
yeah,
they go to the karaoke place where they go every year.
And they do Run DMC's Christmas in Queens.
Right.
And I love it. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
Is it?
Yeah. For sure. And DMX singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I could listen to that shit all day long.
I don't think I've heard that, but I'll have to listen to it.
Oh, bro, you're tripping. You got to do that.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Treat myself.
Treat yourself.
I'm always down for some DMX, so.
For real. R.I.P., dude.
But this is where one of my favorite scenes happens because Seth Rogen goes into the bathroom.
Yeah, because he's tripping hard on
Yeah,
shrooms.
he's tripping on shrooms. And then he's like, I need to balance it out with some Coke. So he starts doing fucking Coke, which I couldn't imagine what this feels like mentally.
I've only done shrooms once.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the best experience on it. So I'm probably not the one to talk about that. But I've also done the other and had better time with that. But never done them together. So
right.
You're right.
I couldn't imagine.
He would be a fucking wreck either way.
Yeah.
And he does a good job of portraying this.
So he does it, and then he's like, I'm thinking clear now. I need to tell my future self what's really happening
right now.
Yeah. So he records this message
It's
about how much he
terrible
hates
message.
the baby and needs to get rid of it, and it's fucking hilarious. Did you call our baby a cunt?
Leave
Fuck
this
you.
baby in a fucking bag. Just leave it.
Fuck you, baby. I thought it was gold. It was fucking hilarious. And that's where he meets up with
Mindy.
Kaling,
Mhm.
and he's like, let me get you a drink.
He starts having a massive nosebleed.
Yeah, and bleeds in her drink. She's like, it tastes like pennies.
He's like, oh, maybe
So-
some vodka.
So fucking disgusting.
Did you bleed in my fucking drink?
Why is that gross?
It's really fucking gross.
I love her. She's hilarious. I love her and everything.
And she ends up taking his phone.
Right.
And then he gets his. And then James Franco's texting him throughout the movie.
Later in the movie, yeah.
Later in the movie. This is where you meet old girl that's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's love interest.
Right.
And
The one he broke up with because he didn't want to grow up.
And, you know, like, that's hard to believe, man, because she really was, like, as far as movie chicks go, she seemed super chill. Like, he even says it a couple times, and, like, she handles all his bullshit relatively well.
Right.
Because he kind of fucks up throughout the movie, too, like, trying to get her back and stuff like that.
You know, I can say, like, girls can take a lot of bullshit.
If they love you. Yeah,
right.
for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. Me and my wife were talking about that the other day. We went and played pool, and she's like, all the red flags you gave me, I should have known. Like, they should have been reasons for me not to fucking, because, like, I left her at a bar one time. I was just being shitty because I don't like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I didn't want to grow up.
Right.
So, but yeah, she stuck around. Like, she's a trooper. So girls do. If they love you, they'll stick around.
Yeah, I've always...
For a certain extent, but
Yeah,
you can
that's
take
what
it
I
too
said.
far.
That's what I said. A woman will do anything for you until she doesn't love you anymore.
Right.
And once you break that shit's over with. Like, you can do anything in the world. When they're done, they're done. And, but even then, she seemed like she really did love him because she was, you know, entertaining that. But, so they have their little moment. And then meanwhile, Anthony Mackie's, tagging this chick which I love her coat, bro.
Her coat? I didn't even think about it.
Her coat is just like the Grinch, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's green and it's got puffy wrists and neck and a hood. So she's meant to look like a real life Grinch, and it's awesome because it just plays into it, you know.
Right.
She bats like she's like a mega fan, and you know he wants to hit that shit. So it's got a good funny scene while they're fucking in the bathroom. He's sitting on the toilet and she's straddled on him. She's like, now take a shit. He's like, what? I fucking died. I was rolling out of the chair. It was fucking hilarious. That's what I meant by, like, there's just these little jokes throughout the movie.
You didn't pick up on the first time.
Right. Yeah. It's just fucking gold. Seth Rogen has about 10 of them. He just drops them. It's great. But anyways. Oh, I love the limo driver too.
Oh, limo driver's great.
He's like got this very tiny part, but he makes the best out of it.
He does.
I feel like I've never seen this guy in anything else since then, but like he was actually funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I'm fucking Joseph. I just watched the video, man. It's great. He's like, wow, I just posted that. That's fast. You're the best, C-Rock. They're like, all right, we're gonna put this up now. And he just rolls up the window on him.
In the middle of talking.
He's like, I'm doing the hang loose thing. If you're my boy, you'll run this fucking light. I'm your boy. And they get hit by the fucking semi. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up so bad.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
He made the best out of his 5 minutes.
He did.
Anyways.
So the girl takes the weed. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. And then he runs into her later on when they're dropping food.
Oh, it's one of my favorite lines. She home alone me.
Where the fuck did she get legit micro machines at?
Right.
Dude? She pulled them shits out of 1992 and threw them shits onto the ground for him to trip on. She home alone me. And she does the wet bandits from Home Alone too.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
She's
like, I'm doing the essence of all my favorite
Hans Gruber, the fucking bad guys.
Right.
And she, like I said, she does a great little thing.
She does.
They have a good chase. And, you know, he's an NFL athlete, so he can fucking keep up with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she does the cool ass, like, Chris Angel off of the top of the building into a bunch of trash.
I hate when they do that in movies because it's so unrealistic. Because it's not like those trash bags are full of cotton. They're full of trash. Wood.
Possibly hazardous materials.
Yeah, like shit that's gonna fucking kill you. And they always do that in movies. So please, if you're ever thinking about doing this, don't do it because it's like incredibly dangerous.
Or maybe people try. But
it was pretty high too. It was like
that's
12
at least
stories.
Story, yeah, it was up there. Well, I mean, we kind of took a laugh at realism when Michael Shannon grows fucking wings and takes off, you know? So, I don't know. When you look at the whole thing, it doesn't seem
I guess,
crazy, but I've seen
people do this in movies countless times, so.
Countless times?
Yeah, countless. I can't even count them all.
Some of the things that John McClane does, you wonder how he could live through.
Right. He's just a normal guy.
Mainly, I'm talking about the second one when he shoots uses the ejector seat.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like
that's why I like the fourth one because it kind of throws all logic out the window and just does cool shit like throwing a car at a helicopter.
Oh my god, I still think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, same. Like I don't care if that's not real.
A car with a helicopter. Yeah. Have you done that before? Nah, never that. That really kept that franchise. Like I really thought after how great the fourth one was, that Good Day to Die.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
I saw the fourth one first.
Did you?
Yeah, and then I went back and watched the other Die Hards. For some reason, I never got around to watching Die Hard, but Die Hard 4 came out, and this is back when we
were like in school.
Yeah, and I just bought movies from Walmart whenever they released new movies, and I was like, I really enjoyed this. This was fun, so I went back and watched the others.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it's because my dad loved Die Hard, so that's why I'd seen them all.
My dad wasn't a Die Hard fan. He liked Bruce Willis, but he watched his like off movies like Fifth Element and stuff like that.
I fucking love Fifth Element.
It's so good.
Shout out to Steve-O. Steve-O loves Fifth Element too.
It's such a good movie.
Corbin Dallas. He does that shit really funny.
But apparently Bruce Willis did a new movie that's kind of like Fifth Element, but it's awful.
Oh, I can imagine. He does a lot of B movies now. You'd think he's hurting for money or something.
No, I think he's just like
he just likes
the money.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he turns down checks.
He puts in like as little effort as he can to just get a paycheck because his name is worth how much money?
Obviously,
yeah.
If he's taking these things,
like just having his name on your movie is a good paycheck.
I'm trying to think of the last big one he did. It's been
Expendables. Well,
he wasn't in the third one. Because he wanted,
but he was supposed to be.
He wanted $5 million for a day's worth of shooting.
Yeah.
And Stallone said, "Are you fucking high?
Right? Like, I got to pay all these other people.
I'm not making that off of this shit." Like, he's like, "You think I can afford a Jean-Claude Van Damme, fucking Schwarzenegger, and all your favorite hits of the '80s and '90s and today? If y'all are all wanting top dollar?"
Yeah, right. It's supposed to be fun. Like, we're supposed to be hanging out. Yeah, you'll get paid, but calm down.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, apparently he was like, yeah, bro, we'll do this shit without you. But yeah, maybe 2. Good Day to Die Hard came out in like 2013, I think.
Maybe.
And
but I haven't seen anything after the 4th one either.
Shit, Looper was like 2015, something like that.
Probably, yeah, somewhere around there.
I feel like he's done a couple, but it hasn't been as much as it used to be.
No, I mean, he does.
Oh, I know what it was. It was Death Wish. That's the last big one he did.
Yeah,
I like it, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't great, but
I liked it better than the Charles Bronson one, if I'm being honest, and people love that shit.
You're about to lose subscribers saying some shit like that.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I am a Bruce Willis fan.
Yeah.
I've given you tons of Bruce Willis shit.
I know.
You didn't like the Western I gave you? The gangster Western? Last Man Standing?
I remember I liked parts of it. It kind of had like an artsy feel to it. You know?
I just like it because it's like a shoot 'em up. Like, it's a Western, but they kind of threw like the gangster element.
It had a weird vibe to it that I kind of liked. There was something about it that had a bit of element that I liked.
It's not one of his bigger movies, but
no, not at all. But there was something about it that I was like, I kind of dig this. Like, it's not Tombstone by any means, but
fuck no. I would never say that.
But it's there's something there that I was like, it's kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed it.
It's another one that if I ever found a copy of it, I'd get it for you.
Right.
It's one of those movies that like I'll throw it on every once in a while just because it's nostalgic, as weird as that is for me.
Yeah.
But
we all have our weird nostalgia movies.
Yeah,
and this one,
the Guyver.
Shut the fuck up. I didn't like the tone.
The Guyver.
That movie. So in this movie, they go back to the football player's mom's house because
she stole the weed from him.
So they got into more weed.
Which shout out, they get the Nintendo 64 shout out.
Yeah, 007 shout out.
Dude, I fucking play GoldenEye to this day.
Same.
I love it so much.
I think I played South Park 1 a little more than GoldenEye because it was so fun. Did you ever play the South Park first person shooter?
I did. Where you threw the
so
snowballs.
Dumb. And you peed on them and threw them. So dumb. So much fun.
Hard as shit too.
It was. But me and my friends played against each other.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the multiplayer on that one. But that was the best part about GoldenEye. You get all your friends over there.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my boy Jordan, the Dadalorian. He plays GoldenEye on live.
Oh, does he?
And but he doesn't remember any of it. And it's funny because I'm like trying to piece together shit that I remember and help him. It's just funny because it's 2 old guys trying to remember shit. Like
That's fucking hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
I should do a stream of just Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh my God, bro. You would get thousands of followers.
You think so?
I shit you not, dude.
Because I love it. I play it once a year and beat it.
People love watching you play old video games, bro.
Really?
Because like I used to think when people would watch me play that they were like being smartasses, but you forget that some of these motherfuckers are 12, 13 years old. They don't know what a Nintendo is, what a Sega is.
It's such a travesty.
And
like,
that's crazy to me.
The Nintendo
bro.
64 is such my childhood. Like I had a Super Nintendo, I had an NES, but the 64, there was something special about it that really cemented my love for like gaming.
It's nuts, dude, because like you said, I grew up with the NES, Sega, you know, Dreamcast, all that, PlayStation 2.
Dreamcast is the only one that I never played.
I love Dreamcast.
I had a Sega, I had a NES, Super NES, but Dreamcast was not, it was a rich person thing.
Until the PlayStation 2 came out, I was a Nintendo kid.
Yeah, same.
Like, I never had a GameCube, but I had the 64.
My friends had GameCube, and really the only thing we played was Smash.
Yeah, people like that. They like the Mario Kart on it.
Zelda was pretty good, I heard.
That, and I remember everybody liked the Luigi's Mansion, because now my son plays the third one on the Switch all the time.
I play the Luigi's Mansion on the DS. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Where you take the flashlight and...
Yeah, it's like the same shit. Vacuum up the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's a cash cow. Anything Mario related.
Oh, 100%.
They keep the value going.
Right.
Like if you go to a flea market, a garage sale, anything, if anybody has a Mario game, doesn't matter if it's the shittiest Mario game ever made, they're going to want $10 more.
Yeah.
Because it's got Mario on it.
Right.
It's probably one of the most marketable characters ever.
It is. And that's why they copyright everyone that does anything Mario.
That's why I wanted to watch that 8-Bit Christmas, because that's about the whole thing is these kids want a Nintendo.
Is that what that is? Because we saw it on HBO Max, but we didn't know what the fuck it was. So
I've been trying to get my wife to watch it, but like she's like, I have no interest in that. But it looks cool because like I love Nintendo. So.
Maybe we'll check it out. So yeah, they're playing GoldenEye, waiting on the Mr. Green because he has to come back.
It's a nice little scene because Seth Rogen's like, I still can't believe, that you guys talked to me and at that party and everything, because they talk about the first time they met. And they were hiding from the cops, and he was like, I didn't know that having a tie-dye Bob Marley shirt mean you were a pothead. He's like, I just like Bob Marley.
Right.
Tie-dye. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt could play music really good. And he was like, man, we all thought you were going to be a rock star and shit. And Anthony, they were like, you, bro, talking to Anthony Mackie. He's like,
because he was the jock.
He's like, you were popular. Like, he's like, honestly, man, he's like, I don't think I would have made it out of that school without you guys, because, they kept him grounded.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about the movie is he is the jock, but he's also kind of like a weird guy. So he's always battling with being the cool guy, but also being who he is, really. It's
hard in anything like football, sports related, like anything that you have to show that you're the best, that you're the baddest motherfucker. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, you can't come off as a bitch.
Exactly. Like you can't look soft in front of people.
Right.
And that, as shitty as that is, because we all have emotions, we all have hearts.
Yeah, because it plays into it later where he uses his phone. He's like, I got a huge social media and you'll be all over it kind of thing. And they kind of back up. So. Right.
But the things that it was all about his sponsorships and shit, but he liked hanging out with these two guys and they were nerds,
Right.
So, anyways, so after he meets, they send Joe Rogan out, or not Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen. Sorry.
Seth Rogen.
Sorry, God. They sent Seth Rogen out to meet Mr. Green.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, Christmas Carol.
He's like, this weed's fine unless you got some shit you need to deal with, and that's when he smokes it.
Nope, I'm completely all right,
Yeah, that's a bad trip. And that's when he does
he does the finger thing.
Oh, his daughter.
Yeah, it's like every father of a girl. It's every girl dad's worst fucking nightmare that your daughter.
Really, the only thing you have to avoid is just be there for her, give her love and affection, and she won't be a stripper / porn star.
No,
hopefully
that's not the truth. That's not
Is
true.
It not the
that's
truth?
Not true at all. Because I've met strippers that have told me like, yeah, my dad knows what I do for a living. He's fine with it. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not fine 100%.
With it.
I could fucking 100% assure you that he is not fine with it. But he says, told himself, if I'm not fine with it, I won't have a daughter. I won't have a relationship with my
Exactly.
daughter. So that's how now, if you ask me, if you said my dad loves me, fuck yeah, he does. Like 1,000%.
Okay.
But nobody will ever be happy about that.
But with the internet now, it's like, honestly, if I was a girl, I'd be showing my fucking cooter to everyone. So I can't really blame them. Because
it's like, it's kind of one of those things like, yeah, if I'm talking to a friend that's like, hey, man, I'm about to start selling pictures of myself to get this money. If they're not doing shit with their lives, like, well, fuck, girl, what do you got to lose?
Right.
So as a friend, I might tell somebody that. But
especially
when I ever tell my fucking daughter that, fuck no.
No.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy how many people, never mind, I won't even talk about it.
That's just like a thing. Like, I respect all women because of that. Having a daughter, like I said, fucked a lot of stuff up for me as a misogynist.
Right.
Like, you just
porn
can't.
Just isn't the same.
It's not, bro. Strip clubs aren't the same anymore. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck, dude? What wrong in your life, girl?
Right.
What did your father do or was not there?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wonder about that shit, and you just sit there like,
I just have this like image of you getting VIP lap dances and you having like a talk, a one-on-one with this fucking girl. Like, what happened?
Dude, for
where's
real,
your dad?
The last time I went to the strip club, I left after like 20 minutes. I was like, let's go. This is stupid. Because it is like, you go in there and you waste fucking money for nothing.
Yeah,
like,
blue balls.
And I just don't understand because, like, these poor women have to just go in there and get that shit.
Yeah.
Like, they don't like you. They act like they like you. They don't like you.
You think strippers like you too?
No. That's a great line.
I love that line.
But yeah. So
I had a stripper get me with a line one time.
Did she?
Yeah. She was on the pole doing her thing. She got on all fours. She walked over. She's like, "You're cute." was like, oh, we're going to the VIP right now.
Just by calling you cute.
Hook, line, and sinker. Oh, yeah.
She was good.
She was good.
She was good at her job.
She was. I got some Showgirls shorts to go with it. I don't know what happened to those.
Yeah, it's just a bad vibe. But and like I said, like that's every dude's nightmare. And then like old girl sells it way too well.
Mm-hmm.
Pop that pussy. Pop that. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
No, she's like, pop your peach. Pop your fucking pussy. I was like, oh my God.
You don't have to, honey. You don't have to pop your.
You don't pop your pussy.
It's completely fucked. Like,
She's raining her with money.
That's it. That's mommy's girl. I was like, oh my God, bro. I would fucking die.
And that's what he's like.
Comes
Look,
back.
Look at my finger. Look at my finger.
Give me $100. Get the fuck
out of my car.
No, that's what it was with Anthony Mackie's that I forgot to say, but I love that line too. And he's like, I'm glad to see you kids are still hanging out, man, smoking pot.
You know what I just realized?
I'm really proud of y'all. And that's when I realized, you know what? Michael Shannon's just that fucking guy. He's cool as shit.
He's amazing. I'm so glad we did Nocturnal Animals.
He was my favorite.
The best part of that show.
For
or
sure.
Movie, rather.
For sure.
As much as I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I hate him in that movie. I hate him in that
He's
movie.
a bitch.
I really do.
Yeah.
I hate him in that one and the Spider movie.
Spider movie. Enemy.
That's what
I love Enemy.
He was great Mysterio though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they go up and they're gonna have dinner because they accidentally wake his mom up.
Yeah, because
so she wants to make him
got,
food.
Old girl's phone.
Right. And this is when the dick pics ensue because he thinks he still has his phone.
Right. He's like, is this the guy from work? So that's a good looking dick.
You want to suck it?
I've never sucked a dick before.
I've never sucked a dick before. You're going to tonight. Ladies
like,
and gentlemen. Guess I'm sucking my first dick tonight.
Isaac, that's his name. Isaac Greenberg. Isaac Greenberg sucking his first dick tonight. I fucking died laughing.
My favorite part is when he shows it to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's like, "Are you gay?"
He's rubbing his arm, dude, and that's one of the that's like I said, that's one of the little jokes I didn't pick up on the first time I watched. He starts rubbing his arm, and he's so fucked up on drugs. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, you like that? Yeah, just calm down, buddy. It's okay." He's like, "Okay." That's so fucking funny. She's like, "That boy needs Jesus. He needs some." I love the lady that played Anthony Mackie's mom. She had a lot of heart in her part too,
right.
and I loved how everybody's story wrapped up. I know I'm not trying to jump ahead too much, but I did think that that's like one of the biggest things about a Christmas movie to me. Not every movie has to have that good ending, but to me, for it to be a good Christmas movie, shit got to work out.
It has to. That's what I was saying on like Bad Santa. It's still like a sweet movie,
right?
Like it wraps everything up nicely.
As best as it can.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, that's my whole thing. And same thing with Jingle All the Way and Harold and Kumar. And it does not matter what it is. If that shit don't have a happy ending,
have to put a bow on it. Yeah.
Exactly. Then why are we doing this?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it defeats the whole purpose of the Christmas spirit.
Unless you're watching Black Christmas.
Well, that's what I said. And that's my biggest beef with horror Christmas movies. It's like, I get it. It's something that not a lot of people do. And it's still kind of like a genre that hasn't been beat to death yet, but it's getting there.
I have to say, though, I watched Black Christmas for the first time last year. It is so good. The original.
Yeah.
Because I tried to watch the new one and it's garbage. But the original Black Christmas is so good.
That was like the Krampus movie. Like, really?
I've never seen a Krampus movie. I don't know what it's about.
Dude, it just looks like this big old beast type deal just murdering people, man. I don't care about that. You know what the last horror Christmas movie I saw that I didn't hate completely? And it's still cheese?
What?
Jack Frost.
Oh, I forget
Not the Michael Keaton one. The one about the killer.
You watched that?
It's a serial killer.
Snowman.
Yep. It was a Cinemax late night watch when I was probably like 13 or 14.
You know what? I know we're not going to remember this, but next year we should do Christmas movies that we wouldn't watch. Like horror. We should do horror Christmas next year.
Yeah.
Like do all the horror Christmas movies. Like Black Christmas, Jack Frost.
We could do that.
That would be fun.
Do different.
Because I was telling the wife, I kind of want to keep the Christmas thing because it's just fun. Like, we're always watching Christmas movies anyway. Why not talk about them?
Yeah. You know what I really was thinking about? And I didn't know how long they were because I don't remember. But, like, I love the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and, like, the Island of Misfit Toys and shit.
Yeah.
The claymation ones.
It's
I love those
so
movies.
old, though.
I know. You know what I mean? And I was like, hey, I don't know if we could do a whole episode about that.
Yeah,
like,
there's not a whole lot to say.
Right.
That's the only thing.
I love the animated Frosty the Snowman movie, you know, and the Peanuts, all that shit.
Right.
Charlie Brown and the little Christmas tree and all that.
I did like that one.
I watched those with the kids. That's why I said.
I used to watch it when I was younger. I don't really watch it anymore.
But all Christmas movies have to have that good ending. And like, that's the good thing about this one. It makes you wonder a few times and you're like, wow, I don't know if we're going to get that ending. You know what I mean?
I don't know if this podcast is going to end. We're over an hour and we've barely talked about this movie.
Did we really?
Yeah.
See, I knew this was going to be a problem because like it's just a good one. We're working through our plot. We're almost towards the climax.
Yeah.
Third act, you know?
Right.
We can wrap it up, get there.
No rush.
But so they have the dinner with his mom and she's like, well, you go drop that off. Well, they had the chase scene and all that. And old boy crashes the car. And they're all like, Anthony Mackie goes to chase her. And he's like, let's not split up, man. Fuck the weed. Fuck that guy. Like, you're just.
Seth Rogen's like, I need to get my phone.
I need to get my phone. He's like, well, she'll be at the party. Like, you don't have to leave. You can stay with me and we'll get the phone.
Right.
Well, he leaves. And then.
There is a one part that I like that I forgot about is whenever Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character shit talks these Santas. I forgot about this part completely. I was like, oh, yeah.
It is a good, funny little part.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a third grade teacher. I shaped the young minds of this country, bitch. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. They beat the shit out of him.
They fuck him up.
But I get it. They were being
still, this little bitch sucker punched me.
You know what? That feels like something else. He's like analyzing him.
Yeah. It feels like this is about something else. This is about this and only this.
I don't even want to hit you, man. He's like, I do. Yeah, it's a good scene. They kind of sober him up a little bit.
Right.
And they all end up meeting on the train. Seth Rogen has a good part. Being fucked up. He goes to find the phone and he doesn't find it. He finds his wife and she tells him to like get the fuck out of there before.
Oh my God, I fucking love this part. Whenever he's talking to the nativity scene, I fucking lost my shit. I was like, what the
Spencer.
fuck? So good.
I love your dog.
And then they go into the church to have midnight mass and he like needs to throw up. Well, the little baby too. He's
oh yeah.
Fuck you. Don't hiss at the baby.
Who's that? It's Jesus. It's Jesus. Do they think we did that to him?
Yes. And then she's like, can they tell that I'm Jewish? She's like, yeah. He's like, how? Your sweater? Well, shit.
He does it like 3 times. It's hilarious.
Does. And then he throws up in the fucking church and she's acting like, I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Another small joke is like every time it cuts to him, he's like popping another fucking LSD tab or like another drug.
Something else.
Mouth. It's hilarious. And so after that, they all meet back up on the train.
Right.
And they're fighting. And Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie need to tell Joseph Gordon-Levitt like, hey man, it's just we're getting too old for this shit.
Right.
We got lives.
Well, it's
now.
supposed to be their last Christmas.
Right. Doing this kind of tradition.
Right.
And when Joseph Gordon-Levitt told him he got tickets to this party, they finally got it. So they're on the train and they're going to the party. And they all get into it real bad on the train. And he's like,
don't take off that sweater.
Don't you take off this sweater. Fuck this sweater. He takes it off. And then I love, it's a small thing when they get off the train. They still go into the party, obviously, together.
Right.
But he throws the fucking sweater back at him. And even though they're like super blowed at each other, he still puts it like,
he ties it around his waist.
You know what I mean? Like, even though I fucking hate you right now, you're still my brother.
Right.
And I just think that's a good little bit in that movie.
Agree.
You pick up on. But it just speaks to like the realness of these characters. So they go to the party. By the way, fucking coolest hidden Christmas party I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to die entering a party this way.
Dude.
Like, this is like bucket list goals right here. I want to go to a party where I have to ride a tiny train through a tunnel of lights into a fucking room.
And bitches dancing in slow globes.
Yeah, right.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
Yes, by far the coolest entrance ever. They're hanging out, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt runs into Miley Cyrus. I forgot she was in this movie. She had a good little cameo, dude. It's pretty funny.
I actually like Miley.
Oh, I love her music. She's a little weird, but
that's what I like about her. She's very like rock star in the pop light.
I like her dad.
Billy Ray?
I'm a big achy breaky guy, man.
I keep telling my dad, I was like, the reason I know the words to Achy Breaky Heart is because you played it constantly when we were kids. He's like, no, it was Seminole Winds. I was like, no, it was Achy Breaky Heart, motherfucker. And he will not fucking let that shit go.
My grandma bought the music video on VHS for me, and I watched it fucking on repeat at her house.
Achy Breaky Heart?
Yeah, I was like
such
4,
an
dude.
awful song.
Yeah, I was like 4 years old. It was like the first song I remember liking. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I grew a mullet because of that song.
I mean, we all grew mullets, but that's because we lived in Central Florida.
This is true. So anyways, Miley Cyrus, like, he wants her to give her like a shout out, but he's like, I'm not doing that shit. You need to propose. Like, it's Christmas, magic in the air. Go big or go home, bitch. And he's like, all right, fuck it. I'll, because he's fucked up and he's like trying to get this girl back because he does love her. So he's going to do this.
Straight marriage, like proposal. Anthony
Mackie goes and finds his quarterback, and, it's like where he feels like he's supposed to be, because he's still mad at them. And then Seth Rogen meets up with Mindy and gets his phone back, and then that's when James Franco pops up.
Yes, I love this part.
Love that beard. Carpet smells and trees. It does. I have a huge bush.
You saw my dick?
That's a good looking dick, man. Which it really does speak to like how good of friends they are in real life. Well, were.
Well, like we talked about before, I think they're still friends, just not publicly.
No. Well, at least one of them isn't. Says, publicly, fuck you, bro. Yeah. Can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and then he drives over to his house like, man.
You're killing me, James.
Yeah, right.
People still ask me if we're talking. Like, you're embarrassing me. But, because they've known each other for a long time. Freaks and geeks and shit. But anyways, so they have that part. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes out with Miley Cyrus and butchers a wrecking ball. And then she does the little singing. I like that too. She's like trying to hype him up. Miley Cyrus is like the world's best hype man.
Yeah,
like,
right.
If you want to get a chick to go home with you, just get Miley to help you out.
100%
getting that done. Seth Rogen's on more drugs and ends up getting into a
altercation with the fucking football team.
And I didn't like how they ganged up on Anthony Mackie, because like that's how he realized that they weren't his real friends, that these two guys are. Because they see the video and they're like, look at these motherfuckers you're hanging out with, bro. You're almost as white as them. I can't tell the difference. And like, that's shitty, It
is pretty shitty. But that's kind of people, I'm sure they are.
I'm not saying all athletes are like that.
No. I'm just saying those
shitty people are everywhere. But anyways.
But he said like you said, they refer to the quarterback as Messiah. And Seth
Rogen stabs him through the hand.
Yes.
With a glass.
He fucking...
I did it again.
It was so good.
Well, it's funny because he's talking about how big of a fan he is. He's like, you saved my fantasy team, man. Like all this shit. And then he trips and like fucking stabs.
Well, it's a running joke. He's like, we didn't do that to Jesus. And then he does it to the Messiah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
The Jew stabbed the Messiah. And then he looks down and he's like, I know I'm Jewish. And then it's the sweater gig again.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie pulls out his phone. He's like, I got the world's biggest phone, motherfucker. I got 400,000. How many of y'all follow C. Rob in here?
Everyone raises their hand.
Yep. So they get out of there, and I love that the security's dressed like reindeer.
Yeah.
Fuck these reindeer. Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes up to the roof because obviously old girl's like, I didn't want to embarrass the shit out of you, and I love Miley Cyrus. He's like, I couldn't upset Miley. Of course I said yes, but I don't want to marry you.
Right.
So you thinking like we've seen the dark days, like this is not going to be a good Christmas movie because they're not going to get that happy. So he's on the roof, and Mr. Green shows up, and he's like, how'd you get out here? You know, he's like, you've been everywhere tonight. He's like, this is my party. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, it is. It's my cousin's warehouse. Started off with just sleigh bells and a bowl of punch.
Yeah. He's like, I thought it would be cool to throw a party where no one knows who put it together.
And he's
Which is something I feel like you would do. No, you would tell everyone this is your party.
Yeah. I do like that idea, though, you know, of getting into a party like that.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool as shit. Some James Bond shit.
Right.
But,
I'm talking about you throwing your own party.
I mean, I could probably throw a decent party, but you're right. I do want the attention to be on me.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'm the kind of person where it's like, I want to throw a dope ass party. I don't want anyone to know I did it.
yeah, like if you did that, I would tell people it was my party.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the guy I am. To fully take credit for this. This party's amazing. Best one I've ever been to. Yeah, dude, I threw it.
Yeah.
It's me. But, and he's like, I always thought, he's like the little train at the beginning. He's like, that was me.
Yeah.
I just like that.
He's like, I thought it would be so cool if you had a fucking train come into a party with a tunnel of lights. He's like, that's new this year.
He's like, that was my doing.
Yeah.
And he gives him the nostalgia weed, the weed of Christmas past, you know, because you got to get it in there. And it flashes back to the first
when they first had
and it's a sweet moment.
It's pretty sweet,
and it does speak to the real meaning of this movie, which is, you know, friendship, you know, family. Just because we're not blood related doesn't mean that we aren't family.
Friends are as close as family.
Right. And it's a beautiful moment, and he comes back and he cuts back to Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie getting their ass beat by security trying to find him. They're like, we're not leaving him. We're not leaving until we find him, you know? And he's like, guys, I'm up here. And then they go back down.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a good moment, and that's where I brought it up earlier that Seth Rogen says it's hard to stay close with people when you have too much of your own shit going on.
Right.
And it's true. It is hard.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of friends, but at the same time, I've gained a lot of friends.
And I've kept the people. I feel like I heard a quote by somebody, I forgot who it was, but it said, you'll never lose anybody that you're not supposed to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But there's also, I heard a quote like, some people are only meant to be in your life for a certain moment.
Right. Their season.
Yeah.
They're not.
They serve their purpose, and you move on.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't learn something off of people,
right,
or like you shouldn't make friends at all. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like if somebody's meant to be in your life like that, they're gonna be in your life.
Right.
You know, there are people that it wouldn't matter if they were like, "Fuck you, I hate you, whatever." I'm still gonna call you up and be like, "Hey, let me know when you're not mad at me."
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah. And that's what I love about this, and that's what redeems it, and that's why when you wanted to know my rating for Christmas movies, is it going into the rotation?
Yeah.
This is going into the rotation.
Hell yeah.
From now on.
Nice.
It's like you said, I like it more than Harold and Kumar Christmas because that's a buddy Christmas movie.
But it's more silly. It's not trying to say a message. It's just being funny to be funny. But this one has like that nice bow on it. So,
and that's why I said in the acting and just the whole cast in general, it's got a great, vibe to it, and it's just a fun movie.
Right.
And so they think that Seth Rogen's wife's going to be having a baby. They get there, it's just a false alarm.
Right.
That he shows her the video, and she's like, "Well, I'm glad that I feel better now." Because now I know that you're not freaking out. She's like, I'm your rock. Because, that's another thing, my wife is the reason why I got through everything. Because for women, I know they carry the child. So, like, it's different. But their maternal instincts kick in. And I'm telling you, man, they are the real MVPs. Moms are everywhere. Dads, we get a lot of credit for shit. And I'm not saying I don't do things for my kids, but not like a mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a different connection there.
I love my dad and I love my mom, but my mom that's your heart. You know what I'm saying? So, and I love that about Anthony Mackie's mom's character in this movie because, he comes out about the steroids and she's like, it's going to be all right. Because she was so proud of him and, he hated that she always, but that's how mothers are. They don't give a fuck if our podcast got 2 views, your mom's still going to be one of them. Because you know what I mean, like
my mom's one, your mom's the other.
Exactly, your mom will always be your biggest fan in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but she got a park in his name. He's like, there's a bunch of fucking crackheads out there,
And then they're gonna clean that up, baby.
Yeah,
but at the end, he's like, He's like, I'm sorry, we're gonna lose the part. She's like, fuck that part. It was
Bunch of crackheads.
And it just shows like, you know what, your mom is still, even through that. You know,
Yes.
we're gonna get through this together because
Right.
I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
And at the end, they're all together, and that's what I feel Christmas is.
Yes.
Is everyone putting their bullshit aside and just enjoying each other for one day.
Because that's what it's about. You know,
Yeah.
It's about family. It's about
Yeah, I know it stems from Christianity and stuff, but it's like, to me, evolved into more than that. It's appreciating each other.
It could still be a beautiful thing without religion.
Yes, 100%.
Even if it doesn't mean that for you.
Right, because I'm
still be a
an
beautiful
atheist
holiday.
and people give me shit like, you celebrate Christmas but you're an atheist. I'm like, I don't celebrate Christmas because of the religious aspects. I celebrate it. I celebrate friends and family.
Right.
That's what I'm celebrating.
It's the one time a year that people don't actively try to be shitheads, I feel like.
Right, 100%.
You know? And we as humanity need this time of year.
Yeah.
I'm be real,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like I said, as my rating goes, it's going into my Christmas rotation. I will be buying it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm excited that we're wrapping it up. I hope this movie that I'm giving you is not, I mean, I remember it. I liked it. It was funny. I hope it's still that good.
Yeah.
Because I have only seen it once.
Well, Jason Bateman usually brings it, so.
Right. And I love Jennifer Aniston too.
Yeah.
And I like TJ Miller. So I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I have high hopes for it, so.
But it's off its Christmas party, and that's going to wrap up the Christmas wonderland of decking of halls of magical sleigh rides of cinema.
You're right. That's what I should have put.
I should have wrote some of that shit down. That's what it was, because we could have just added another Christmas phrase in there every episode.
Well, I only have the one up, so I probably can.
Oh, well, shit. There you go, dude.
Yeah, we've been busting these out right before Christmas, so.
Well, well, that's why we talked about it. Like, you know, get them in there. That way you're not having to put them out. And like, if we can't, because we're not obviously not going to be able to get together on Christmas.
Yeah.
So, and my anniversary is on New Year's. So,
is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got married on New Year's?
Yeah, bro, because I didn't want to pay taxes. So,
what?
Well, I was selecting that year. So, I made a lot of money. They were going to take a lot of it if I wasn't married.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So,
tax exempt.
Exactly. But yeah, so it is like y'all never have to worry about forgetting it.
This is true. Unlike mine is February 27th, 25th, 2017. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Awkward number.
No, I mean, you know what would be cool? I just thought about, like, if you got married on a leap day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you only have like an anniversary every 4 years. Your wife would hate that.
There's got to be somebody out there that did that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or if you're born on that day,
yeah,
that's cool. You know, are you technically like a dog? Like you only get 1 year older every 4 years?
I wonder how that works.
I mean, I would assume your birthday just becomes March 1st, or
you think so?
I mean, what else could you do
legally?
I mean, yeah, if you want to celebrate it, I would imagine.
I mean, you could celebrate it, but I'm talking about legally. Like, how does that work? Like,
well, I mean, they still have to give you a birth certificate on the day you're born. So
yeah,
it's just a day that only exists every 4 years. There's got to be people out there that.
I'm sure there is, but
I mean? I don't know. That's funny though, because I guess you would just March 1st would be your birthday. I don't know.
Just round it up or round down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a little antsy, I guess you can go February 28th. Yeah, being born on a holiday, personally, like, I mean, I think it's a little overrated. And my mother's born on Christmas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard a lot of people born on Christmas are like, it sucks
because you got to get gypped. Like,
yeah,
that's why I always like my birthday where it's at, because I still get a full thing as a gift for my birthday. And you still get Christmas.
My mom and dad's birthday is the 13th of December, the 17th of December.
See, you're fucked if your birthday is anything in Christmas. You're
yeah,
fucked,
right.
I mean?
It's so close to Christmas. Exactly. I actually forgot about their birthdays.
I can already hear a parent saying, "Oh, I didn't get you a lot for your birthday because Christmas is right around the corner." And it's just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I'm glad mine's in August.
That's perfect.
Far enough away.
That's perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you got a birthday anywhere in the month of December, you're getting gypped on gifts. But yeah, it's a good movie, and I like the way it wraps up.
Yeah.
Tracy goes out, and then Michael Shannon's just sitting on the couch.
He did. Oh, we didn't mention Michael Shannon turns into an angel because
I believe I've earned these.
Yeah. He got his angel wings.
Flies off.
Because I guess he did a good deed.
Well, I think he was kind of like old boy in the Christmas Carol with the chains.
Right.
Like he's bound to, show people the error of their ways until he's proved himself.
Yeah.
It's not real. I don't know why they added it.
It's
honestly.
cheesy.
You didn't really need it.
Yeah, you didn't really need it at all. You kind of got the gist after the last one with him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Right, and you could have just had him kind of vanish into like Christmas magic or something.
Yeah, he turned into like
the
snow.
wings, kind of,
super cheesy.
Yeah,
but it's also like they have a tendency to do that. What was it? The End movie. This is the End, where they had fucking Satan walking around in fucking Los Angeles. Like, that's so cheesy.
That wasn't Satan. It was just a giant
demon.
Yeah,
a demon dick.
Yeah. Knocking over skyscrapers. That movie is probably just like, I don't know, man. I love that movie so much.
It is hilarious.
It's just hilarious. And the fact that only good friends can make that movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can't get a bunch of strangers together to
you gotta
make
have
those
chemistry.
jokes.
Like, we gotta all know each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
It shows in that movie. Because I'm sure half of that shit was just like, what would be funny, bro? We should do it like
exactly.
this. Should do it like that.
Yeah, that's how they wrote the script.
They take those digs at each other like that they do in everyday life. Like, it's okay, guys. I think the fucking Green Goblin can afford more bacon. Like, it just feels like something Danny McBride would really say to James.
Well, and also Danny McBride just being a piece of shit and always calling him out on it.
Fuck you, McBride. Fuck you, Franco. That shit feels real, dude.
Right, it does.
And when he's like, we should remake all of our, we do sequels to all of our movies, not Your Highness. Like, you can tell Franco meant that shit. Like, I never do that dumb shit again.
I forgot to mention, I got a movie. That's what you were talking about Instagram. What did I upload?
Oh, yeah.
I got a movie.
Yeah, dude.
Because we were talking about it so much on the last podcast. I'm like, I got to get this movie. It was like $10, but I got it.
Dude, that's a
now.
better edition, dude. I got the old school, the flap.
Oh, did you?
Flap cover for
Yeah,
mine.
fuck that. Death to Smoochie.
Beautiful movie, bro. I can't wait to do that.
I don't know why I didn't have this, but
can we make that the first movie of 2022? Like, I love that movie, man. It is by far one of the most underrated Robin Williams
you
movies.
can use it as your pick.
Okay.
Because I have a line set up.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. A line of movies ready to go.
Okay.
So yeah, now that I have it, Death to Smoochie, I do want to do this on the podcast because I
It's such a good fucking movie.
so underrated. Nobody talks about this enough.
I agree.
But yes. Anyway, that's what it was.
Well, you said we were getting a little long, so I'm ready to wrap it.
All right. Well, so on the
We got next week, right?
Yeah, the Office Space movie.
It's not
Christmas.
Office Space. It's Office Christmas Party, bro.
Office Christmas Party.
I know what old title I was butchering what we used to do a lot.
What's
was
that?
the fucking murder party, dude. I was like, I just kept saying like the murder mystery.
Murder mysteries.
I kept calling it that, and that's the one with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
No, that one's murder mystery. And I kept calling that one.
This one's gonna be hard to remember. Office Christmas Party.
Yes.
I'm gonna butcher it a few more times,
That's
but
fine.
that's gonna be the next one on this podcast. So
running bit.
right. Until then,
Later, y'all.
later.